Okay, so we are back for the second part of part 2, and this is what we finish on every week on the Friday Night Social, and that is the Golden Question. So, first up tonight with the Golden Question, and as always, we have no idea. Normally, what happens, as I keep saying, is the topics we're going to discuss. I send the questions to the guys to have a think about, but the Golden Question, we have no idea. So, first up tonight is the Scarlet Pimpernel. And that is Martin. He is back. Here he comes for the Golden Question. So it's over to you, mate. What's your Golden Question?
Yeah. More like Virgin Media's sponsor.
We seek him here. We seek him there. We seek him everywhere. The Scarlet Pimpernel. Go on. Sorry, mate.
We're going to go down my favourite subject.
Oh, God. What's that? It's not Wi-Fi, is it?
No.
Upamecano.
Leroy Sane.
Upamecano.
It's quite clear Leroy Sane isn't going to sign a new contract by the looks of things. So would you sell or would you keep, and why?
Well, you're in charge, so who's that to?
Well, we'll start with Chris.
Okay.
Thanks, mate. Right, well, I'm a massive Leroy fan, right? I really, really, really want him to stay. But if he's not going to sign a contract, then we should sell him. Now, here's the sort of bug.
Caveat.
Yeah, don't sell him to Bayern Munich, right? Because they are trying to basically bully us. I can see City's stance of saying, no, we'd rather he plays out his contract, but I would sort of think that's not the greatest idea. I don't think we want a player who's not happy at the club, because that'll have negative effects on the whole squad. So I would sell him if he doesn't want to stay.
Who's next? Martin, you're in charge. It's your question.
We'll go Chris, Carl, Tom, Ander.
Okay.
Yeah, so I really like Leroy Sane. I really like him. I really, really like him. I think he adds a dimension to our game that we missed this season. But the moment he walked into the CFA last August with a red sweater, I said to everyone, he's gone, get rid, sell. Right? And I've held to that from day one. The moment he came to the CFA in a red sweater, he's gone. Get him out as soon as possible, because he was gone. Head's gone. He wasn't there anymore. I love him. Should have sold him and got money for a centre-back, a proper centre-back. Now we have to get rid of him for what, 50, maybe 60 max? So, love him, but Leroy, sorry, you got to go.
Well, for me, I've always liked him. He's a great player, absolutely great player. And if he wants to leave, we can't force him to stay. If he wants to leave, let him go. If he leaves in a right manner, fair enough, off you go. But like Chris said, anybody but Bayern Munich. Please, they're just bullies. They think they've got this right to 40 million. For goodness sake, no matter what's going on, bidding 40 million for a high-class winger, one of the best in his position in the world, and to bid 40 million is an offence. It's a disgrace, really, how they've approached it. So yeah, if he wants to leave, then fair enough. All the best to him. If he leaves in the right way, no hard feelings or anything. But if he leaves and criticises the club for how they dealt with it, then obviously it's a different story. But yeah, all the best to him at this moment in time. But anybody but Bayern Munich.
Well, Martin knows my thoughts on this already. 35 to 40 million, absolutely no chance. People quoting 80 to 100 million, delusional. This player will have less than a year left on his contract by the time the window opens, unless they extend it. So nobody is going to pay that type of money for Leroy Sane, and it's just down. For me, I am against you guys. I am in the camp of what's the most we can get for him realistically. 50, 60 million, maybe, I don't know. Maybe with some serious negotiation, we might get 60 million. I think if we got 60 million, maybe sell him and get rid of him. If not, and it's anything less than that, for me, stays. We don't need the money. And next season, he is not going to go against the blue shirt because he's going to be vying for a Euro 2020 or 2021, whatever it is. He's going to be wanting to play for that shirt back in the Germany squad after everything that happened previously with Sane. So for me, I've said it before, if we don't get 60 million minimum for him, just say, okay, no deal, end of. It sends out a massive message that we don't need the money. We're in a very strong financial position and he will want to play. And let's face it, as much as we can go on about attitude, and I've had the discussions and arguments with you guys on here saying you can't determine attitude because unless you know somebody, he would be. I said it. I think I said it to Martin and Kiam in a WhatsApp message, and I said, "Can you imagine Leroy Sane next season getting 15 goals and 15 assists? That could be the difference between winning a Champions League, winning a Premier League, which could be the difference between 100 million or 180 million, 200 million, and heightening the profile of the club. And then he leaves. So 60 million is an absolute minimum for me. I'd rather let him just ride out his contract and make sure that he pulls his finger out, plays for City next year and gets in the Germany squad and does City a favour by being absolutely phenomenal like he was 18 months ago and winning us a Champions League and a Premier League again. Bit of supposition there on the Champions League, but for me, that's my stance on it. Other than that, I don't really give a shit because I'm fed up with it.
Fed up with it.
Yeah, but anyway, good question, Martin. Right, okay, Tom.
So my question is, as I know, Martin, Andy, you go to the games like I do, you guys watch them, Chris and Karl. When do you think you will see fans at a football game again in the Premier League? I'll go to Martin on that one first. Just a date or what you think?
Well, Boris.
Well, the exact date. Well, give me the exact date because I'm going down to the bookies when they open. If you've got the exact date.
Well, Boris is talking October, isn't he? That's what Boris has said.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to go November. November the 5th, it's 2020, around about 5 o'clock kickoff.
Okay.
Bonfire night, no fans there. Right. November the 5th.
Yeah.
I think we'll be at home to West Ham, you know.
Yeah, for me, I'm. It's a good question, Tom. And I think about the NFL over here, which starts in September. Whatever they do will inform how I think the next season is going to happen across the world. So if they have fans in the stadium in September, October, we'll probably have fans September, October this year when we get back. If not, it's probably going to be in springtime next year, in my opinion.
My argument to that back will be on that one, Karl, is the fact that if NFL determines fans in the stadium and things like that, like you said earlier in our chat, and I think it was part 1, you've got people on beaches in Florida.
Yeah,
we haven't. We're not going to have any. Yeah, but no, you maybe missed that, Martin. Was the discussion before? They've got stakes. So I mean, do you good on the back of that? Actually, can I ask you a question? Sorry, Tom.
Yeah. Sorry.
Would the NFL be determined by each state's own rules? Because let's face it, that's what's going on at the moment. Is you said in the part 1, you said, well, we've got people who are locked down here in Washington DC, but we've seen people on the beaches in Florida and things like that. Would the NFL be determined by its own state rules?
That's a really, really good question. Because here in the US, unlike the UK, we're all governed. We have a federal government.
You like Germany. Yeah,
right, but then each state has its own governor, and they set the rules. Now, there are some states that are more likely to follow the federal guidelines. Even the federal guidelines.
Are these the gun-toting sort of like states?
Well, right. Even though the federal government really seeks, they don't even follow their own rules, right? They say one thing, but they actually want something else to happen. So the NFL, that's a good question because then. Tampa's in Florida. They have a couple of. You have Miami Dolphins. You have Tampa Buccaneers. Then in the north, you have New England, right? So New England's going to be, probably going to have social distancing. They're going to stay at home. Yeah. Florida is at the beach. How does the NFL manage that? That's a good question. Well, that's a good question. I don't know the answer to that.
Well, that was what immediately sprung to mind from part one was the fact of this is the problem that you've got in Germany. All right, Merkel in Germany has said no, even to all states, governors. No, nobody goes back until maybe next week, maybe. But at the moment, you've got Trump allowing all of this. You set your own agenda. You decide. You get, like you said, you're in lockdown. Potentially, but you've got people on the beaches in Florida. Now, if you're playing NFL games, who's determining that? Is Trump going, oh, yeah, but for NFL, like the Premier League, oh, yeah, it's fine. Everyone can play and they can do whatever.
Well, I think what will happen is I think the federal government, Trump will probably say no gatherings more than 50 people or something like that.
So is it supposition that it's going to be behind closed doors in November time?
It may be. Most probably.
Ah, okay. All right.
Yeah.
So but the thing is, and you're gonna hate this, but Ryan Corey will love this. Listen to this. Yeah, I do watch a little bit of WWE. I'm gonna admit it, but apparently, I know in the state of Florida, they were told they were an essential business. Apparently, WWE, and apparently they're talking about having crowds back in. They're going to have fans back in within the next month.
What, total stadiums? The whole stadium?
In arenas, of having 15,000 people into arenas is now what the talk is.
15,000?
Florida, Karl will know this, because Florida, I don't know how they did it, but they determined WWE was an essential business anyway.
Again, this is the tension between states' rights and federal rights, right?
But then you realise that Trump and the guy who owns WWE, his wife was in the same cabinet as Trump, so then you realise where that went. So a lot of it, Karl will know, a lot of it is backhanders and over the stuff. So you know what's going on, and Karl knows it's what goes on, and that's why Florida is getting away with so damn much compared to everybody else.
Yeah,
it's interesting.
Good question.
Have you got anything on Disney yet, Karl? Just what has Disney been said anything yet?
Nothing.
They're not going to let kids. Certainly, kids. Adults maybe, but not kids.
I thought kids were like the least worry. That's what I got told.
Yeah, but their parents and their grandparents, right?
Yeah, they can't go on their own.
Yeah.
Hey, but schools are opening on the 1st of June, apparently.
Yeah, but you're a key worker.
No, I'm just talking about the kids.
Disneyland's not a key sort of workers.
No, the kids,
it might be a key workers' paradise, maybe. Sorry, I shouldn't say. Should have. Go on, carry on.
Yeah, Chris.
I overstepped the mark there.
Chris.
Well, this is a tough question because if we're going to put any logic into it, it's impossible to know when fans are going to be allowed to back in stadiums because we cannot go on what Germany is doing in this country because we are not on top of the disease like they are in Germany. We cannot go along those lines. So for our country, it should not be looking any further than what we're doing. And unfortunately, we said right at the beginning of this vlog or podcast, we're going to call it, people in our countries, in the UK and the US, aren't exactly adhering to lockdown procedures anyway. Then it is no surprise to me that the US and the UK have the worst death tolls. So, if things are relaxed too soon, we'll certainly see a second spike, and therefore maybe pushing it back. I find it very difficult to answer the question, Tom. For me personally, I won't be going to football again until it is safe for me because of my situation. I don't have a season ticket anyway. I go to games that I can go to because of my job. It means I have to work weekends, so I don't have a season ticket. But until it is safe to do so, I won't be returning to football myself. So
yeah, that's why I wanted to ask the question, obviously, because everybody has different opinions on it. So fair enough.
Good question.
Good question, that Tom. For me, I won't be returning, obviously, until there's a vaccine and everybody is safe and goes back to a stadium. And when that is, I have absolutely no idea. But if it's this year, I'd be very, very surprised. Very, very surprised. I think it's going to be 2020, at some point in 2021. But when that will be, I have no idea. But anyway, right. So we've had Martin, we've had Tom. We'll go to Karl next.
Yeah. So my question is this. So I don't know if you've seen the kit drive by Man City from Puma about the kit designed the competition recently, and it's a 6-year-old girl who designed this yellow kit.
Yes.
The honeycomb.
Yes.
So that was beautiful. I mean, that is a fantastic kit. So it got me thinking to ask you guys, which kit maker in your history of Man City is probably the best? And which kit do you like the most?
I think this is going to be a pretty simple one for a few of us. But who do you want to? You can go ahead.
Let's go with Martin. Let's go clockwise. Martin.
Umbro. For me, I thought they had every single home kit spot on, and I thought they've done the best away kits. You know, going back to the purple. The white one, including there's no sponsorship on this.
Who's he got under his bed?
Hey, it's not under his bed.
He's just taking it off somebody's bed.
He's like, come here, you little bastard. Let me get that off you.
This little beauty.
Yeah.
Not the bed.
Yeah, that was decent.
Is that extra small?
Yeah.
I thought it was a kid size.
Since I've lost the pounds. Hey, yes, that's my bed sheet. What are you on about? Anyway, no, it's no, I've got to say, Umbro. I got excited with Puma, and I love what they're trying to do next year. I'm loving the fact they're trying to embrace the city, bringing in the mosaic. It looks more like a broken swimming pool, unfortunately. But I've got to go Umbro. I didn't like Nike. I thought Nike were just bad.
Right.
They were all the same.
Tom?
Okay.
Yeah, for me, it's the same Umbro. The quality of the kits were just miles better than anybody else's kits. They, like Martin said, they kept it simple, blue and white, the colours that we are about, not dark blue stripes, orange stripes and all that stuff on the home kit. Yeah, there you go. And the answer to the second part is my favourite kit that they made was the black and red one that they made, the black and red stripes. That's not my favourite. That's my favourite kit, you know, from the Neil Young days when they made that kit. Yeah. So yeah, there you go. That's my favourite kit brand and the favourite kit.
Yes, my favourite too. But Andy.
Yeah, I mean it's Umbro for me. No, not that one. No, not that one.
Not talking about that one.
No, not that one.
Keith Curl looked good in this.
The classic black and red Umbro kit.
Oh, the one you've got.
I haven't got any kits. I don't buy merchandise. Oh, I've got you talking about that old original 60s one.
Is that the 56 final?
Yeah, the black and red, but the one with you only look at it and go, Jekko. Oh, you look at him and you go, that one. Right, okay. So yeah, the black and red for me. I'm still a favourite of the black and red. The sash. I love that. Yeah. I love David Silva in that. In Nigel Dion. Yeah, Torre and others, but
Carlos Tevez.
Yeah, I mean, Umbro were classics, and when we say classics, we're talking about classics, real classics. And I look at that Puma kit. If that is one, which it looks like it's going to be with that mosaic thing, and I just think, what a fucking travesty that is. That's terrible. Who the hell has thought of that? But I'm not a kit person, so I don't buy kits. I don't buy merchandise. I've never have been, because I'm back to my casual days of I never wore colours when I went home and away because of identifying. I just never have been. So maybe I'm the wrong person to ask on this, and I've said this when people have asked it before. I'm probably not the best person to ask on kits, but for me, that black and red, the I just wish the kit that they did for the 125th anniversary. I just wish Puma would have just gone. Well, let's stick a big fucking Puma on that and just go. Yeah. There you go. And that I actually, it would tempt me to buy it purely as a casual top because it's so cool looking.
Yeah,
it is just brilliant. But you know, they've gone into this trying to get too. We can't say that. Trying to get too clever. And for me. So, but that's why I've never been a kit person.
Yeah. But I do like the away kit they're looking at.
Yeah,
that dark one looks nice.
Yeah,
that's good. That was good.
That's the only kit that looks good.
Yeah,
that's the only.
You said that yellow one originally. I would be more than happy for City to wear. You said that yellow and black because it goes from the shorts to the shirt, doesn't it?
Yeah,
it sort of rides up. It's a
6-year-old. A 6-year-old designed that. A 6-year-old designed that.
6-year-old, really?
6-year-old, yeah.
Shows what Puma are then, doesn't it?
But I know there might not be any heritage there. They're probably trying to say it's a bit of a mosaic and things like that. But you look at it visually and go, "Oh wow, whoa, wow, that looks superb." But I don't.
The Manchester Bay.
Yeah, it could be the Manchester Bay. It's the yellow and black and the honeycomb and comes and things like that. So, I'd go for that every day of the week compared to what I've seen of that blue with the mosaic thing. But I'm the wrong person to ask. Chris?
Not that we'll ever see anyone wear it by the looks of things.
No.
Yeah, well, for me, it's Full House. Umbro, definitely the best kits we've ever had. Pity they can't afford to pay the sponsorship for the two, because I'm sure we'd still have them. And I agree with Andy as well on every time Kiam plays his FIFA game and he clicks back to the kit, I think just stay to that centenary kit. That is such a beautiful, beautiful kit.
Oh, gorgeous.
And I can't see why they can't see how beautiful it is, you know, and how iconic it is. And I don't know. I don't mind it. Yeah, I don't mind this new mosaic one, to be honest with you. I think it's all right. However, that centenary kit is fantastic kit. So yeah, Umbro all the way.
Do you think they try and get too clever with him?
Yeah.
Well, over-engineer. It's called over-engineering.
Yeah. And then they charge you 70 quid for one. So you're like, what?
I think it's all about pleasing different people and what they do, isn't it? I think it's, let's look at the global sort of interactions and see what they can get out of the global market as well.
Yeah, but I'm from Manchester, like some of you, but I don't ever think of Manchester and go, oh, mosaic. I'm sorry, I don't. It's not.
No, all they're doing is taking what you would see as a retro, iconic image of Manchester that you see on social media.
Yeah.
So you see the God created Manchester mosaic, blah blah blah. Fucking hell! I never fucking looked at that when I was a kid growing up with his shop. Woodhouse Park. I never looked at that and went, oh yeah, that's me from Manchester. Never in a million years.
The Manchester Bay.
It's only social media that's created this.
Exactly.
I think United all sit. Sorry, I've just swore on the channel. Them across the road all sit. I think would be great. Adidas and Puma got together and said, let's incorporate this Manchester Bay somewhere, whether it's on the sleeves or. I just think it should be somewhere.
Well, they did it once, didn't they? They did it for the derby 2 years ago.
Yeah, I know, but
but I mean, again, Martin, I think, and maybe I'm just an old fuddy-duddy. I don't know. I just think prior to the MEN Arena bombing, I never looked upon the Bee as like a massive symbol of Manchester. I knew it was there as part of history and things like that, but I never looked upon it as my only symbol was the badge of Manchester City. That was my only symbol for Manchester. But what you've got people who are creating this stuff that are coming into the city, into the club, into this advertising world, and going, what makes Man City? What is it? Oh, look at this on social media. Manchester on the 6th day, God created Manchester, and all that bollocks. I mean, it's like it's garbage. It is
Well,
fucking garbage. If I'm
I've
being
got a
honest.
perfect example
It's
of that.
nonsense.
Yeah. Do you remember when me and you went to Fanatics?
Yes, yeah. Well,
Some
yeah,
of it was nice, and then some of it
yeah,
was
so,
like,
yeah.
I'm not from Manchester,
Yeah,
but I'm going to try my damn best to try and make, and it just didn't make.
No.
Some of it was all right.
Yeah, we
And
went.
some
We
of it was
were
garbage.
we were invited to a collection of a guy who, a designer, had created this sort of Manchester themed sort of work, tracksuit tops and things, casual stuff, and then formal stuff, and jackets and hoodies, and some of it was really, really nice. Some of it was, and everything is everyone's taste, isn't it? You know, what you might like, I might not like. Well, my age, Tom will probably love it. I'll hate it. I'll pick something. Tom will say, "Fucking hell, Andy, that's a bit boring." Look at you, 50 and what? So I mean, everyone's got to say.
And
But
it is on sale.
I would not say that to you, Andy. I wouldn't say that to you.
But I looked at some of the stuff thinking, what's that got to do with Manchester City?
Yeah.
What the hell has that got to do with City? It was like somebody had taken a jacket and just shoved as many badges of random badges you could possibly put on it and
What
go,
did I say?
that's Man
Remember
City.
what I
Thinking, nothing like there's
It
no
looked like
relevance.
Club
to Manchester.
Scouts. You know when
Yeah.
you got the badges
You
at
know,
Club Scouts?
that's what it looked like.
They just,
Yeah.
Here's one for sewing. Here's one for cooking. Here's one.
That's what it looked like. But there were others that were really, really nice and really very plain.
Yeah.
But I'd like the burgundy maroon type of, white around, like the zip up jacket that they had for the 125th anniversary with the badge on.
Yeah.
They had some like that were casual sort of sweater wear. And I said, that is really, really nice. That's like but that takes me back as an old geezer, back to my days of casuals and going, oh, that's nice. That is really nice. I like that. And they were going, well, why do you like that? There's hardly. And I'm going, because it's better than that shit. Because that looks terrible. There's no relevance to City in it. That is proper old school City.
Was it Colin Bell?
Yeah, there was Colin Bell.
Colin,
There was Colin Bell. And they were like trying to merge images and things like that. And I said that some of these are really, really good. They are really good. But what do I know? I don't buy merchandise. But
I do.
I know, everyone's entitled to their thing. I just don't do it. It's not my thing. I've always been a go to home and away matches looking like I'm neutral. I'm the grey man, because then I don't get jumped by 50 Chelsea fans and things like that when I go away and that type of stuff. So that's just the way I've always been. So that's the reason I've never bought it. My lads I've bought last year's because they're on sale. Bought loads of City shirts, and I'm like, where have you got that from? What's that? Oh, and they got the bright orange the orange sort of what's it called? Kit from last season.
The third kit.
The Tequila Sunrise one. And I'm like, where have you got that from? He went, it's only 20 quid, so I bought it. I was like, but it's just not for me. Kits are just not for me. But I mean, it's definitely Umbro. Yeah, superb. Absolutely superb kits for me. But anyway,
has Martin gone?
I thought that.
I think Martin's just he's gone off to get more of his 90s vintage top.
He's finding his 1926.
Oh, here it comes. He's got
May the 5th.
1 minute.
No, we're going now.
Martin, I want to ask you a question, man. Because do you not like the new City badge?
Which one?
The new City badge.
Yeah, no, I didn't like the eagle. I thought the eagle meant absolute naff all.
I thought you said
why they did that. I thought the eagle was disgusting. I thought it was an insult doing that.
Yeah.
Over to you, Chris.
Okay, outside of football, which sports person do you most admire and why?
So should I go first?
Go on, Tom.
Yeah. So for me, it's Tyson Fury. I'm really inspired by what he's done. He's come back from quite a bad place to still being undefeated in all of his boxing fights, and for him to do what he did against Wilder and knock him out in the first 7 rounds was pretty incredible. So yeah, Tyson Fury for me.
Okay, mate. Cheers, Carl.
Yeah, for me it's tennis. It's Roger Federer. He just he's just smooth with his age. The way he plays tennis, just enjoyable to watch. It reminds me of a well-oiled machine. Kind of reminds me of Man City actually when they're playing at full tilt. It's just very smooth, very calculated, very easy on the eye. Just a beautiful player, humble, great player. For me, it's Roger Federer.
Great answer, mate. Martin?
I'd think about this one because I'm not a big cricket fan. So I'd probably go, out of everyone, probably Lennox Lewis, because he was proper Brit, proper champion, loved it. But I was really struggling with that question, if I'm going to be honest with you.
Great answer, though. Yeah, proper Canadian maybe, but yeah, good answer, mate. Andy?
Well, there's two spring to mind immediately. I'll go back earlier to my first one, which is Ian Botham, because I remember watching the Headingley 81, and I just growing up playing cricket myself, I just loved him. I loved his just anger and the way that he was a real rebel. He was friends with the Aussies. He was friends with all the West Indians. Joel Garner, Viv Richards, all of these. I mean, he was best mates, and at the time that was a no-no. It was very much like, oh, we're the England team and they're the Aussies and they're the West Indies, where he was like, fuck you, I'll be friends with whoever I want to. And him and Viv were doing everything, and he was just a rebel, and I loved him, absolutely loved him. But I think if it was outside of sport, and if I can take an American, it would be Michael Jordan for me, because I think what he did with basketball, and he got me into basketball in I can't remember now, it might have been late 80s when it first came on Channel 4, and I followed the NBA, and Chicago Bulls were my team, still are my team today, and I've been in the Seattle stadium when I was with Boeing in their private box, and I was there in Michael Jordan's last games before he retired, and I was just thinking, I can't believe I'm in the same arena as an absolute legend of sport, and he's transcended sport into. And I think I read an article on him yesterday, and I think somebody had said that he's now worth $2.3 billion. And you just think somebody in sport who's just, and he only made $100 million out of basketball. When you think he's worth $2.3 billion now. And I think he just took not only footwear and everything else and casual wear with Nike, Air Jordan, but what a player. What an absolutely, he took basketball to another level with many others. So for me, it'd be Ian Botham for his rebellious nature, and Michael Jordan for just being just a beautiful man to watch on the basketball court. I mean, he was phenomenal, absolutely majestic to watch. Cool. Great question. Is that it? Have I missed anybody? No. Is that everyone done tonight? Right, guys, listen. Yeah. This is Andy from Man City Fan TV. I want to say a massive thank you again. And I know it's late. We do record these videos late because it's the only time we can get some peace and quiet in my household. And I do want to say a massive thank you for everyone else for giving up their time at this time of night when it's suiting me and me recording it. So, Karl over in Washington, thank you very much, buddy.
Thank you very much.
Stay safe as always. Chris.
Cheers, Andy.
Keep plugging on, buddy. You're only in week 2 of 12, so keep going. And hope everyone stays safe in the family, buddy.
Thank you, mate.
Oh, to Tommy. Care. Tom.
Thank you.
It's your bedtime right now. Get to bed.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on, mate.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Missed you last week.
Yeah, I missed it too. I'm glad I'm back.
Good. And Martin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on, mate.
Eventually. I just want to say, Andy.
What?
Everyone who's watching, thanks for watching, everyone. By the way, keep subscribing to the channel. giving it a thumbs up. That'd be great. We're back Sunday night live. We're looking around 8 o'clock. We're going to do Man City Fan TV quiz, and it will be all on Manchester City. That's all I'm going to say, and there will be a prize at the end.
Oh, there we go. So Sunday night, we've got a quiz night. Martin's going to host this one. So guys, don't forget, whatever you do, check in. It will be on Twitter. So we'll give you plenty of warning. We'll do lots of advertising for it. But if you are available, you want to get your family involved, I'm sure it'll be clean. It's about City. I don't know what it's going to be about, but it's going to be about City. So if you're a City fan, check in on Sunday night with Martin for the live quiz. But anyway, this is Andy from Man City Fan TV. Don't forget, subscribe, hit that bell icon. Make sure that your notifications are set to public, and please comment below. And if you want to get involved, it's mcfcfantv@gmail.com. But wherever you are in the world, whatever happens in the next 7 days, stay safe, do the right thing, and we'll see you in 7 days' time for the Friday Night Social. Take care, guys.